Hello everyone, I'm Hima. I'm here to talk about Adept Reader. It is a reading assistant for PMs and operators to read technical papers. So, what are currently some of the problems that product managers face when they are trying to read technical papers? So, I'm a product lead myself and I work in AI and ML and I work with a research team and I need to read like technical papers on a day-to-day basis. So what I have found is if there is a lack of domain knowledge, these technical papers are difficult to read and understand and grasp the full context. And there are a lot of ineffective like paper reading assistants out there in the market. And I have used several one of them, and I find that most of them, even though they provide like a summary of the paper or they essentially lets you chat with the technical paper, they lack the necessary context with respect to your knowledge levels and what you are currently working on. So they're not able to give the full extent of help that you may require while you're reading a technical paper. Also, if you're working on a project with a number of team members, your team may be on like different knowledge levels, and also your team may be understanding a technical concept at like varying levels of understanding and knowledge. So you need to have a way in which you can quickly grasp the key concepts and essentially make sure that your entire team gets to that like knowledge level that you want to start working on this project. So this is the problem that I'm trying to solve. And with respect to the solution that I have envisioned, our technical reading assistant essentially makes it easy to understand the key concepts within a technical paper in a short amount of time. It gives you the ability to engage deeply with the parts that you want to engage with, and maybe there are some parts within the paper which may not be relevant to like the work that you want to do or the project that you want to work on. So this one helps you engage with those parts that you want to deeply engage with and can basically like ignore the rest of it. It also gives you the ability to share the overview of the paper with others in an easily shareable manner. So I can go to the solution and show you the solution now. So let's say you want to read this paper. So I've chosen this paper, the standard paper everybody knows about. So attention is all you need, and I've taken the URL of this. And I've deployed the solution as a Streamlit app. So I'm coming here, putting in the URL, and I'm clicking on like analyze the paper. And scrolling down here, you can see that it has created kind of like a mind map of the paper. And you can see that it has like several nodes and kind of talking about like the overall architecture of the paper, but also kind of like details on the different sections. So this also gives you an ability to kind of like collapse the sections possibly you don't want to read, and maybe also give you like an ability to like expand on like some of them that you definitely want information on. So you can engage with this content as you like and kind of like delve deeper into like each one of them. And it also gives you the ability to like share then this concept map with like others that you want to share this with. So that kind of is like the basic functionality of like how we create this like visualization. So it's a tool really useful for like visual learners, but it also gives you kind of like a overview of the paper as a whole when you're interacting with it. Um, so in terms of implementation, what we did was basically you give the paper and this tool will analyze the paper and understand the structure of the paper. It will extract the key headings and subheadings from it. we'll create the summaries for like each of the sections and create like a mind map visualization of the paper. With respect to the evaluations, mainly we use like LLM as a judge to understand like the summaries that were generated. So we evaluated the summaries that were generated for both correctedness and hallucination. So we ensured that in correctedness, we are presenting an accurate and complete information of the underlying data. There are no factual errors and it's logically consistent and uses like precise and accurate terminology. In hallucinations, mainly looking at like only verifiable facts that are directly supported by the input context is included within these summaries. There are no unsupported claims, and there is like perfect accuracy when it comes to like numbers and specific details. And it always indicates like uncertainty when the information is incomplete. So these were the main evaluations that was done on the LLM generated content. We also had some evaluations on kind of like the structure of the paper, kind of looking at like the headings and subheadings that were written and whether that's like an exact match to like what is there in the paper. In terms of like next steps and challenges, so we want to take it to the next level and show like the connections between like different sections of the paper, and also want to like expand the definition of the keywords within the mind map. So within the mind map, when you encounter like a keyword that is difficult to understand, you would be able to like hover over it and like expand on it. I also try to visualize this content in other forms like knowledge graphs and like other forms, but it was quite difficult to do and was challenging. So that's something that I want to like expand upon, like if given like more time and like to take this project further. With respect to Ask, I'm actually looking for beta users to try out the app and like give feedback. And if you have any like prior experiences on like similar projects, and if you want to share feedback on like possibly visualizing like the knowledge content in this way, I'm happy to hear that. Thank you.